Hi everybody, Kaiwaza with you, and welcome back to my channel and our cavalcade of records. We have just finished up going through my Hawaiian records that would be filed under the letter M, the performer letter M, artist letter. And now we're going to do the Exotica records I have under the letter M. And I don't think we'll get to all of them, but we'll get to most of them in this video. We'll see how it goes. First off, we have a record. I was very excited when I found this record, and I'll tell you the story of that. But it's called Percussionata Monte Moya and the Surfers. This is a pretty darn rare album, and it has great liner notes, as a lot of the Exotica records have great liner notes. And one thing they always seem to do, quite a few of them, is at some point list all the really weird and exotic, strange instruments that were used in the recording of this enchanting music. The other thing that's great about Exotica records, other than the music obviously and the covers, are the liner notes. A lot of great liner notes, creative writing, right? And true to Exotica, this record has great liner notes. Notice, also typical of Exotica, that they never pinpoint an actual location that they're talking about. They're talking about this place, but they never say where it is, which is so typical of the Exotica format. I'm going to read a little bit of these liner notes because I just love this. Percussionata is a sound painting representing some of the most beautiful and exotic regions on this earth. Portrayed in sound is the native art of living gracefully, simply, and happily for all those who visit or remain at a tropical paradise. The ebb and flow of the sea, trade wind breezes through palm trees, and rainbow coloring of flowers are expressed in these songs. The rhythms are woven into a fascinating, percussive, and provocative musical safari into the mysteries of this exotic culture. Whatever culture that is, they don't ever say. This album is really very much a jazz album, Latin jazz. It's like Cal Tjader or Jadar, right? It's totally like that. And the songs on it are not Hawaiian. They're really not even Exotica songs. Well, a couple of them are, but it's a nice album. It's sort of Latin jazz. The cover, I mentioned this when I did a video on album covers, models that are on more than one cover. This one, she's on another one on a budget label. This one, by the Polynesians, Magic of Hawaii. It's just a little different angle, you know, a little different setting, and it sort of looks like this is the drag version of this, like the softer, prettier one, and this one. But anyway, yeah. I'll tell you really quickly the story of me finding this, because it was one of those kind of embarrassing ones, I think. I had only seen this record one time, not in person, but in a listing somewhere that this record existed, and I saw a picture of it and thought, oh, hey, that's this lady, right? And I'd never heard of this album, never seen it online or anything, but this one listing somewhere. Then I was at a Hawaii Public Radio record sale, which they have once or twice a year, and I was, you know, when you're like leafing through really fast stuff, there was a lady on the opposite counter from me, and I was on this side, and there were boxes of, you know, records in between us, and I'm going rushed like through this really quickly, and I see this flash by like, vroom, vroom. And I know I audibly was like, what? And I went back and like, oh my, and I talked to her too. I was like, totally, oh my God, you have no idea, like, and it was $2. It was $2, but yeah. Anyway, love this record. Enough about that one, right? 10 minutes on one record. Then we have Tommy Morgan, who's a harmonica player, with the album Tropical. This record is 1958, and the backup orchestra is Warren Barker, who did some Exotica, sort of Exotica orchestra albums on his own as well. This is Warner Brothers Records, and I like the cover on this. She's gazing into the the water with the flowers on it, but actually, of course, if you look at it, you realize it's not water; it's a mirror, and these flowers are sitting on top of the mirror, but it works, right? Yeah. Now, here's an album. I love this album. Love this album. It's on Strand, which is a very cheaply made sort of budget label. That did do a number of original recordings, though, and this is one of them. Great Exotica record. Polynesian Paradise. Phil Moore and his orchestra. If you like Exotica records and orchestral Exotica records, you need to find this record. It's not always cheap. I have seen it once in a while a good deal. You're never going to find a copy of it that sounds amazing because it is Strand Records, and I think along with Crown they probably used not only vinyl but probably like, leftover Tupperware and whatever they swept off the floor to make their records out of. So even if you get like an unsealed one, it's gonna sound like bacon on a frying pan. But it's a great album. It has wonderful arrangements. It has a really dark version of Blue Hawaii, a pretty dark, foreboding sounding version. There's bird calls, there's women singing, and there's a chorus. Some of the songs are vocal and some are instrumental, but yeah, this record I really dig. This record also, I do know, was put out on a CD you might be able to find. I think it's a Japanese company that did a CD of it, so it's quite a clean copy of it. I think they ripped it. I don't know if they ripped it from the vinyl or not, but it is out there in CD form. It's pretty hard to find the record, but anything on Strand in decent condition, pretty hard to find. This one is... It's an interesting album too, and again, this one's quite rare. This is a private pressing on Tiki Records called Ihilani, Voice of the South Pacific. Now, Ihilani is Ihilani Miller, the unexotic name of Ihilani Miller. Little tiki action. Now the copy I have, which I'm still trying to remember where I even got it. I don't remember where I got this record, but it's been written on by some kid. Burnley West. If Burnley West is out there, I have your record. I'm not giving it back to you, but I have it. It's in good keeping, and obviously I probably will care for it more than you did, but that's okay. She was a singer. but did perform on the mainland quite a bit in Las Vegas, Chicago, Diplomat. For our purposes, the Mai Kai restaurant in Fort Lauderdale is where she performed, and also the South Pacific restaurant in Hallandale, Florida, where she leads an exciting Polynesian show with a cast of 7 artists. And yeah, that would kind of be where we know her from. Now this is, it says, Ihilani Miller, Voice of the South Pacific, Volume 1. I'm not aware of a Volume 2 ever being done. And I will say, well, it's a nice record. The production on it is not good. It's very much like a garage recording, right?
You smiled, luring me on. My heart was gone. You were temptation. It would be thrilling if you were really.
As a side note, Ihilani Miller does return to Hawaii later on, because she is a vocalist on a record called Ukulele Tree that was done with several different artists, with music by, or the songs written by Nancy Gustafson and Victor Rittenbon, and she's a singer on some of those songs. Okay, and then quickly one more. It's an album with a very long name, and I'm not sure how to pronounce some of it. It's not super old, but it's a 1983, and it's worth mentioning because it's actually quite good. I'll just read what it says here. Snake Man Show presents Disco Mix Melon and Exotic Sounds of Watermelon Group at Pithecanthropus erectus. I don't know. The cover, obviously, a throwback to the Sandy Warner Exotica type record covers, and this is, I guess it's it's manufactured in Germany. The people in the band are all Japanese. I don't know if they're from Japan or they're, from Europe or whatever. I don't know. I know nothing about them. I tell you, side 1 is like, I don't know, some kind of rock, punkies, I don't even know, some kind of music I don't listen to it. And side 2 is Exotica, and it's really nice Exotica, very much the Martin Denny style Exotica. Okay, we're going to stop there, and I invite you, if you enjoy this kind of music, Hawaiian and Exotica, I got 2 venues for you to check out that are, whatever, not venues, anyway, 2 places where I do have music from my Hawaiian and Exotica record collection available for you to listen to free of charge. One is on 8tracks.com. 8tracks.com, just look up Hawaiian Leisure Hour, and there I have curated playlists, some of them strictly Exotica, others Hawaiian music mixed. Yeah, under Hawaiian Leisure Hour at 8tracks.com. And then Hawaiian Hi-Fi Radio on live365.com. That broadcasts in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom presently. That's 24 hours, 7 days a week, easy listening type Hawaiian music with some Exotica also. So, you might want to check those out if you want to hear more music. Okay, thanks for watching, and have a good week. Have a good Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and winter solstice and New Year's and Festivus and everything else. Okay, take care.